very warm good morning to all present here. Welcome to this panel discussion being organized by Skill TV for all of us on a very relevant topic, Atmanirbhar Bharat. As we all know, Atmanirbhar Bharat, which translates into self-reliant India, is a Hindi phrase used to popularize the concept put out by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and of course the Government of India in relation to the economic development of the country during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. It is an umbrella-like concept in relation to making India a bigger and more important part of the global economy, pursuing policies that are efficient, competitive, and resilient, and being self-sustaining and self-generating. With that introduction, I welcome the elite panelists, which I'm blessed to be coordinating and moderating with this morning. Let us open the discussion. We have with us this morning, Shri Kuvar Shekhar Vijendra, who is the Chancellor of Shobit University. Sir, a very, very warm welcome to you to this morning's panel discussion. Taking off from where Archana ma'am left us, she said that there is no need for India to ape the West in any respect because we have so much to offer to the world. The quote that was very popular, made in India, after the 2020 independence speech of the Prime Minister, there has been a shift from make in India to make for the world, and now it is make in India for the world. So what is your take, sir, on this quote, that how can we ensure that the products, the processes, the services that India has to offer is of a global level when it comes to quality? And I also mean the kind of students we are putting out every year. Over to you, sir, for your inputs on this thought of ours.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I was listening to my previous panelist, and it was indeed a pleasure listening to Professor Satyanarayan, Professor Pillai, and especially Archana, to you.
Thank you.
Because you spoke something very fresh. And I believe when Honorable Prime Minister talks about self-reliant India, this is what India who is having a self-pride. And India, a country which is self-dependent, but still interdependent on the values, ethos, and cultural strength, what we are having in this country. Generally, when we look at this self-reliant logo, we feel it is about technology. It is about something skills, specific skills. It is not. When Honorable Prime Minister was talking about self-reliant India, he was talking about 5 I's. The first I was intent. Intent has to be there, and that intent has to be in every individual. That is not something which has to come to universities, schools, colleges, or students, or somebody. That intent has to be national intent. The second is inclusion. And what is that inclusion all about? When we can include everybody in our journey. Generally, we have island of excellence in this country, everywhere in the world. My university may be an island of excellence. But if it is not connected with the mainland, it is of no use of this nation. That impact has to be there, what Archana was talking about, social relevance. Social impact has to be there. Social dependency has to be there. In spite of being independent, interdependency has to be developed. Then inclusiveness will come. And this is what self-reliant India is looking forward. The third is investment. Investment is not finance only. Many times we say we do not have money to invest. Investment is tangible and intangible both. We have to invest. We are sitting here, we are investing our time and energy to think, to bring something new. Brainstorming is happening. Maybe a new idea will come. Maybe we will like to implement what somebody said. Maybe those who are listening to us, they will get something out of this. Investment to think about, investment to believe, investment to give it confidence to everybody. Yes, we can and we will. That investment is required. Money will come. There is enough money in this country and in this world. Money will come. Fourth is infrastructure. If we look at infrastructure of this country, I always have a feeling that we have more than sufficient infrastructure. Maybe some social infrastructure we have to develop more. Our roads have to be better. Village roads have to be better. Maybe some of our schools have to be better. Some other social infrastructure has to be better. But we have sufficient infrastructure. We have 1,000+ universities in this country. And if we make a knowledge grid of these universities, 40,000, around 40,000 colleges. Schools, if I count, then we have more than lakhs and around million maybe. And what we are doing, we all are working in isolation. If we make a knowledge grid, if I say, okay, what is good with me, what infrastructure I have, what lab I have, I will allow others to use it when I am not using it. If a school, which is a good school, so-called public school, will allow a student coming from a Sarkari school and say, okay, on Sundays, I'm not using my infrastructure. Why don't you people come and use my labs? It will be my extension program. It will be my contribution towards self-reliant India. Sufficient infrastructure we have. And rest infrastructure we have to develop. We are developing all of us. And fifth is innovation, what everybody was talking about. Innovation is not only again in technology, because every skill, every technology has a shelf life. It will die. It will lapse. One, we have to develop a fluid skill mindset of our students in our youth. Second, we have to understand that demographically we are rich. It is not a liability, it is a dividend. When Honorable Prime Minister said initially vocal for local, so it was not like that, okay, local goods only you have to work with and local things you have to use. Local youth is also there. Local energy is also there. Local skills and craft is also there. We have to look into that. We have to be vocal on that. In my village, if a sweet is there, peda, it is popular to everybody. I stay in Delhi, but from my village, every time when I have to distribute sweets in Delhi, it will come from my village. And proudly I will say it has come from my village because it is popular there. I will not go for the biggest sweet shop of Delhi because I have to be vocal for the local skills and quality. Then self-reliant India will be there. And then from local for global, we have to go. From local for global, we have to go. So we have to make for the world now. Our human resource has to be a global human resource. And we can do that. It's not like that it needs some rocket science. The world needs people with a skill. World needs young energy. What we all can provide and we have to provide. What happens generally, like I always say that there are three important components in a body: head, heart, and hand. So our education system, we decided we will work only for the head. So 33% was empowered. We said, okay, good engineers we will make who can think critically, but who are not good human beings. And maybe who are not good with hand, they cannot apply the knowledge what we have given them. That complete cycle is required to be self-reliant, because a nation can be self-reliant when every individual is self-reliant. This is what is required. Professor Satyanarayan, as always, was talking about Indian mythology. I love listening to him whenever I listen to Professor Satyanarayan. So generally what happens, like he was referring to Hanumanji. He was telling that when he had to jump, he was supposed to cross, and he said, I cannot. Somebody had to remind him. Jamwant had to say, no, you can. It means all energy, every possibility is there even in our nation. We have to realize it. And how to realize it? That skills have to be complete. Like I always take Shiva as an example, that Shiva is a complete Mahadev. Shastra is also there, Shastra is also there. All skills are there. He's a wonderful dancer also. He's a musician also. He is a good warrior also. He's a good human being also. And these skills are required in universities, in schools we have to work. Professor Satyanarayan, you were mentioning about adding one A in STEM. I also wish to add that A, but my A is not art. My A is agriculture. This country was agriculture-centric economy. From there, we are in a process of being a knowledge-centric economy. And in coming years, we wish that our complete system should be based on a rural development model. Knowledge-centric economy with rural development model. In our schools, Madam Anupama is from a school, a wonderful school of Bangalore. I wish that in our schools, agriculture must be taught. Like we talk about everything, but we forget to talk about one of the key components which can make India self-reliant, that is agriculture. So from STEM to STEM, STEAM, we have to be there. Then the things will start coming. You know, like being universities, educational institute, we always say, no, we will become a digital world. I will use AI, I will use data science, machine learning, this and that, and India will become self-reliant. I'm afraid, because India lives somewhere else. India lives in a fighter country. We have to think, we have to inculcate those values where we say, yes, we are proud. And once you are proud, you start showing your skills, you start sharing your skills, you start giving a hand to others to come with you. And this is what India needs. In our universities, what we have to do? We have to focus on 3H, head, heart, and hand. I'm happy that recently Ministry of Skill Development has been amalgamated with Ministry of Education. When this ministry was made, I was surprised. At that time also, I wrote to the people around, including Honorable Prime Minister. I said, how it is possible that skill can be a different ministry? Yeah. Skill and education cannot go in a separate way. They are one. The same thing we have to understand. We need to understand that whatever we are doing in our schools, colleges, universities, we are enhancing skills, we are adding value to the skill set of our students. Maybe they are tangible, intangible, digital, technical, emotional, whatever skills are there, they need to be added. Then only a self-reliant India, what Honorable Prime Minister is talking about, what we had been always, will be again. So thank you very much for inviting me here. It was indeed a pleasure listening to all. And Archana, I do not know much about your college, but I will like to be connected with you through EduTV sometime, and will love to understand more what you people are doing. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you, sir, for that great take on the 5 I's, and of course, a fresh perspective that you brought, that the rural development model is going to contribute to making India self-reliant. And I completely agree with you, sir. There is a great need for schools like ours to make our students focus on agriculture, because we have always been an agricultural country, and our success story is integrating this dimension of our country and making our children aware of different aspects of agriculture. Thank you very much, sir, for your input. With that, we come to the end of this very, very elite panel discussion. I fall short of words to express how enriched and empowered I'm feeling being the moderator of the Vice Chancellor's Roundtable on Atmanirbhar Bharat, hosted by Skill TV. Thank you all for your esteemed presence and valuable inputs. Congratulations, Skill TV, for this great panel discussion once again. Thank you for joining and being here this morning.
Thank you to all the Vice Chancellors who are present here from Skill TV.